Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is WoWcrendor and welcome back to another episode of WorldCrendor where I answer the questions you submit to me on Facebook.com/Crendor and Twitter.com/WoWcrendor. Follow me on those places. Okay? Okay. First question comes from Miatog on Twitter, and they say, what are your thoughts on the possibility of us never getting flying in Warlords of Draenor? Blue Post said they're waiting for feedback. I'm a bit mixed on this. I think a lot of people are mixed on it though. Because part of me wants to go back to the vanilla days where you just only had a ground mount. And I feel like back then it was a lot more fun PvP wise and exploration wise because everybody's on the ground and you see someone, you're like, oh, there they are. They're not above you just flying around doing whatever. And part of me really liked that. But with flying, I think a lot of people that want flying are the people that don't want to deal with that. And so they just want to go from place to place. So they're like, hey, I got my flying mount. I don't want to get ganked. I don't want to deal with PvP. I want to get there fast. I'm just going to fly on my flying mount or just chill in the air and whatever. And then you got the people that want the PvP, want to only be on the ground. And they end up flying too, because like, well, nobody else is on the ground, and everyone else is flying, so I might as well just fly, right? And it just there's this big conundrum. And I think when you're on the ground too, it's a lot easier to experience the content that Blizzard's created, and I think that's part of the reason they aren't a big fan of flying in general. I think I read something where the guy who implemented flying in WoW was like, I wish I didn't put flying in the game. I may just be being crazy right now and never heard that before and dreamt it, but I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. But it's an interesting, if I had to test this out, if I was a Blizzard game test developer person, what I would do is I would have no flying except in cities. I would allow flying in the cities, so you know, Stormwind, Orgrimmar, all the major cities, and maybe some neutral areas like Shattrath, yeah, those types of cities, or wherever the neutral cities is gonna be in this expansion. And I'd allow flying there, but everywhere else is just, you're on the ground. I think that might be a good way to test it. That way you're not eliminating flying. It still has a purpose. You can still fly around the cities. You can still chill there. But out in the world, you have to explore on the ground. I think it's worth testing that. That's what I would do. And if it's terrible, they can revert back to having flying everywhere. And if it works well and there's more exploration and PvP and engagement in the world, then you just, you know, keep doing it. That's how I deal with it. Comment below on what you do. Even though I know forums and everywhere are just filled with people raging about it. Or not. Woo! Next question comes from Monsosi on Twitter. They say, WoWcrendor, is it weird that I enjoyed your videos having never played WoW beyond the free-to-play content? I don't think so. There's a lot of games where I've never played those games and I see people make videos about them and I laugh at them. Because I think once you play a game, you understand what a lot of other games are. And I think you understand the community, because all communities are just made up of people, and you know people that are similar to those. So even like Orc vs. Wild, for example, I could make that in a lot of games. I did make it in Minecraft once, and so you don't have to know a lot about World of Warcraft to watch an Orc vs. Wild and find it entertaining. If you watch How to Win at something and it's more inside humor where you actually do have to play the game, then that's a bit more selective viewing to understand it. But still, I think I try to make my videos viewable by everyone. So I'm glad you enjoy watching them. Thanks. I'm working on a new machinima. It's gonna be fun. Next question. Misha Kovarski asks, WoWcrendor, Cox and Crendor in the morning? We have a big announcement coming up on that in the following weeks. So stay tuned, and I think you'll be very happy about it. We haven't announced it yet because we're still ironing out a lot of details and some other stuff, but it's good news. It's good news, everyone. Good news, everyone. Felix Gabriel Giron Marquez. That's a long name. They say, have you ever had a big fight with Jesse or any other YouTube-related friend, Husky, Dodger, TB, etc.? I thought that was a good question, because YouTube personalities and all that tend to become almost like a reality show of just personalities. Like, there's either the people who are like, they all get along and they're happy, or there's people like, oh, those people don't get along. But for the most part, everybody gets along. I know there's a lot of drama between a lot of other YouTube people, but me personally, I tend to get along with everyone. And the only drama, it's not even big fights. The only drama per se is like some people will remove me from their Skype after we've done stuff together. I'm not going to name names, but I've had people remove me from their Skype or like unfollow me on Twitter after I followed them and they were following me. Like, you don't gotta do that. You don't gotta do that. That's like the moral code of the internet. It's like if you unfollow someone on something, you're like, whoa, okay. Do you not like me? Is that what you're saying? So you just tell me to my face. Tell me to my face. But I mean, for the most part, that's like 1% of the people I've met. And not any of the big people that you know, like Jesse and Dodger and Husky and all them. Yeah. So that's a good question. Next question comes from Joni Tekkanen. Yoni? I think it's Yoni Tekkanen. That would make more sense, I think. I don't know. What kind of music you like to listen? You been to any concerts? What kind of music do I like to listen to? I like to listen to trance and techno and electronic music, if you couldn't tell by the end of my videos. Let me take you back on a journey. Go back to, let's say, 8th grade. Back in 8th grade was probably when I started really listening to more music, or like the end of grade school, like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And I mainly listened to pop music back then. Because, I mean, I didn't know it. I was just like, pop music, alright. And, like, Britney Spears and all that. But then, in high school, I got more rock-centric and rap music for some reason. I think it was Steve. If you know who Steve is from Relaxing Raid Runs, he listened to rap. So I was like, I'll listen to rap too. So I listened to a lot of rap people, because I like the beats. I didn't really, the lyrics or whatever, but I like the beats, because they were really good. And then, rock, like, not like heavy metal. I don't like heavy metal that much. I know someone's like, oh, I love heavy metal, bro. But I listened to Linkin Park, like good Linkin Park, like back when they actually made songs that were good. And, just, you know, like that type of music. Although, I liked Rammstein. I don't know. I liked very specific, like I wasn't like, I like the rock genre. I liked specific songs in all the different genres of music. That's more what I liked. Because I liked some techno songs back then too, and I liked like some pop songs. So it was a variety of music I liked. I even had a couple country songs, because they were pretty good, but as a whole, I can't judge music based on a whole, you know. But then it came to the end of high school, beginning of college, and I was making my first WoW video, or second WoW. It's a Hard Gnome Life, which is my second or third one. It's one of those. And I was looking for music, and I went on to Newgrounds, and I found this entire section of electronic music. And I listened to it, and I was like, whoa. Whoa. And it was like I just discovered something that's been missing that's a part of me. Because I love electronic music. It's my favorite music, and it was awesome. I was happy I discovered it, and now it's been my favorite music ever since then. So, I can put together a Spotify playlist of a lot of the songs I like. I'll probably do that. I'll link it sometime. I might link it in this video or a future video. I don't know. I gotta put it together first, so. Yeah. Next question, we have Milan's Wolfsfang. Milan's Wolfsfang, and they say, Crendor, what will you do if you ever quit YouTube? Well, first, I don't think I would ever quit YouTube. Something would have to happen to YouTube, because, like, even if I were to not make any money whatsoever on YouTube, I would still do YouTube. Because, I mean, I say this all the time, but I did YouTube for 2 years without making any money because I enjoyed it. And I still enjoy it. I still like the whole process of sitting down and getting an idea and bringing that idea to life and then having a bunch of people be able to view that idea. There's just, like, I see what it's like to be a writer or a director, and because technically I am doing that in a way, and it's, I don't know, it's different because I'm not an actual, like, Hollywood person or like a well-known book author or something, but I don't care about that, because to me it's just, that's a hobby. But I'm lucky enough to be able to do that hobby as my job. And I think there's a lot of people out there that they get big very quickly on YouTube, or they're small and they have their friends boost them up. And a lot of people like that, or I get a lot of emails, so many emails that are just like, help me get big. Hey, how do I get big? Help me market myself. You ever want to market me? And it's like, I did this. I've done this now for 5 years, over 5 years now. And I mean, look where I am. I've grown myself gradually over that time span. None of it happened overnight. I could have at any point been like, I'm really tired of doing this. I'm going to quit now. I don't think this is for me. But I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed interacting with people. I enjoy everything that YouTube is about. And it's just, like, really, there's something about creating an idea. Like, you get an idea in your mind, right? You get an idea like, oh, this would be a really cool video. A lot of people get ideas, you know, but most people don't act on their ideas. And I think that's a much more powerful quote, which is, getting ideas doesn't really mean a lot if you don't bring those ideas to life and take action on them. So if you get an idea for this really cool WoW movie, first you need to learn how to make WoW movies. And, you know, I mean, I'm lucky that people like what I do. I know, obviously, there's people that are like, this guy's dumb. He has a stupid voice. Is that his real voice? This is just, it's dumb humor, stupid style, dumb music at the end, awful video. But, like, I don't, you know, I'm not making it to please anyone. You know, a lot of people make videos to please people. I make them because I like to make them. And if not a lot of people like the style of video I create, I still enjoyed it, but it does, I think that's kind of taken me over as well, because I do care too much about what people think. If I make something I really like and everyone's like, it's okay, part of me is like, but I really enjoyed making it. But part of me is like, well, people want something else. So I mean, I think that's just the marketing business side of me coming out, like, well, I gotta give the people what they want. I'm going on a bit of a rant here. I needed at least one rant. I've gone, like, I answered, like, all the questions I had, and now this is the final question. I'm like, oh, good. Something I can rant on. But I wouldn't quit YouTube because I love to do YouTube. And that is very cliche, where people are like, do what you love, man. You'll never work a day in your life. But really, you do work. You work a lot. It's just, it's a lot more fun work than other things. I think that's a good way of putting it. It's a lot more fun work. You know, obviously, I'd rather fly around Azeroth for 3 hours trying to find a mob and record it and do some editing and filming in that than go work at a retail store or be a waiter or, you know, a bunch of other stuff. I'd much rather do that for my life. And I'm lucky enough to do it. And I'm very grateful. Oh yeah, I went off. There's a lot of people that they get very big and they're not grateful for it. I think it's very easy to tell those people where if they did stop making money, there's a lot of YouTubers or bigger people, just a lot of YouTubers in general, where if they couldn't make money off this anymore, in any way, not t-shirts or marketing or any of that, they wouldn't be doing it. And I'm not one of those. If all the money I made just stopped coming in, I would still make videos because it's a hobby for me. It's an artistic outlet, and I still enjoy it. When I get a really good idea, I don't think, oh, this is gonna make a bunch of money, because I can make videos that make money. Like how to win stereotype videos. People love those primarily because they can relate to them. But like when I get an idea like, oh, this would be a really fun WoW video, I see it because I make, part of it's I like to make myself laugh, and I'll go back and watch my old videos and be like, ah, that's funny. And then part of it's just, I know I'm gonna make other people laugh, and for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes out of their day, I get to make someone feel that happiness. And there's something really cool about that. And that's pretty much what's helped me start getting into videos was, like I've said before, like Rurikar, I would watch his videos, and then there were no more of them, and I was like, well, everybody wants these, and I want more of these, so I'll just make my own. And that's how it happened. There's my rant. I had to throw in my rant. Thank you for listening. If you want to ask questions, facebook.com/Crendor, twitter.com/WoWcrendor. Go follow me there, and I'll be like, hey, I'm doing WoCrendor. Okay? Okay. Woo.